Good afternoon, everybody. Today I just wanted to make some reference to the concept of lack versus the concept of abundance and what it does chemically inside of you, depending what side of the fence you're choosing to bat from. Now, what you need to understand is there's neurotransmitters in your brain, and they're always operating under the influence of things like hormones that are in your body. Now, if you're coming from a position of lack, if that's your mindset, if you think things are really hard to come by, if you think that you'll always be a certain way, if you think there's no possibility of change, and this is just the way that your life is going to play out for the rest of your life, then you're living from a platform of lack. And the problem with that is, when you're in that position for a long time, the feelings that you'll be feeling in your body are worry, fear, concern, anxiety, which are all very low-level vibrations. Now, when that happens, inside your body, you will be producing too much of the hormone cortisol. Now, cortisol is the stress hormone, and when there's too much of it for too long of a period of time, that actually shuts down elements of your brain, and you go into survival mode because you think that you're always waiting for something to come and get you. You're always in fight or flight or freeze response because you're living in this fear mentality and reality, which ultimately, because you're eliciting that kind of energy, you will find things in your environment and around about and from people that you are with to support what you are thinking. Now, if you live in the mentality of abundance, even if you don't have very much, this isn't about having billions of pounds in the bank and having loads of material goods. It's really not about that. If you're in an abundance mindset, you're actually eliciting feelings of happiness, joy, contentment, satisfaction. All of these things are what you will be feeling inside of yourself. And that is on a completely different vibrational field. And with regards to the hormones, what that does is it releases a hormone called oxytocin, which is the happy hormone. Now, if you've got more of that going around your system, you're going to be in a far better place. You're going to be open to opportunities. You're going to be open to seeing things. You're going to have a far more creative mindset. You're going to find it easier to get into that zone. You're going to be in control of what you're doing in your business, in your work, in your job. And it doesn't have anything to do with having little or having a lot. This has got much more to do with a belief system inside your head and where you're choosing to bat from, like I said at the beginning of this video. So, if you want things to get better, if you want things to change in your environment, if you want to see things differently, then you have to come out of the lack that you are in, if that's where you are, and you have to shift that perspective. Even if it's difficult, even if you don't have very much, you can still be thankful for what you do have. And that's the key. That's the thing that trips the switch. If you can actually say to yourself in the morning, even if you don't have very much, I am grateful for another day. I am grateful for the home that protects me and keeps me safe. I am grateful for my family and friends. I am grateful for the job that I do have. I am grateful for opportunities, and ask to see those opportunities. Just put that intention out there and see what happens. But when you shift your vibration and you shift the way you feel and you realise that you live in an abundant universe, because there's, endless amounts of air, water, plants, food, the list is endless. And I think if you can start to see it from a different perspective, I've lost my footing. As you can try to see it from a different perspective, that's what's important. And I think it's very important for you at this point as well, not to pedestalize things. And what I mean when I say that is, people that also live in a lack mindset will pedestalize things. And that means they'll pedestalize other people who've got more than them. They'll pedestalize a car, a house, money, celebrities, whatever it is. They'll put these people into an elevated position that they perceive to be higher than them. And what I need you to understand is, everything is made up of atoms. Every single thing in this world is made up of atoms. And even things that are not living is made up of atoms, houses and tables and cars and what have you. And then you've got the trees and other living things, again, all made up of, at their molecular level, atoms that are all vibrating. Now, what you need to understand is, if you can get into a vibration of abundance, if you can get into that vibration and you can feel the joy that resonates with that state, you will realise that the things that you do pedestalize, like the people, like the houses, like the what I would rather haves, they're actually exactly the same as you. They're not higher, they're not lower, they're exactly the same as you. And if you work towards that goal with inspired action, you can actually have a different experience in your life, and you can actually have what you're aiming to attain. But it does take time. It does take a shift in mindset, because your beliefs are attached to lack or abundance. So if you know that you're always thinking one way, if you're going that way, then you're fine. But if you're always thinking about, how things are all doom and gloom and worry and stress and all that, then that is the indicator that you need to tell you are batting from the wrong side of the fence. And the only person that can change that is you. So I want you to search your beliefs. Where did the belief come from? Why do you think the way you do? It didn't come from you. It's probably came from someone else in your past. You weren't born this way. You're not born to think of lack. You're not born to think of abundance. You're just born to be. It's all the input that comes after that. It's all the influencers, the people that you hang around, your guardians, your parents, your teachers, your friends, the media, whatever you see. These things are always programming your subconscious mind, and it's running 95% of the show. So until you change your belief or work towards finding out where that came from, and just say to yourself, I don't need to believe that, it's not part of my remit anymore, and then do the internal work to shift it to the other side, so that you're starting to see things through gratitude, through a lens of gratitude, then that is what will shift your whole perspective, and you'll start to see changes in your life, in your environment, in the way you feel. And that's the key, because if you can feel good a lot more of the time, what will be brought back to you will be something far more positive that you actually want to engage in. So I really hope that helps you today. I hope I'm making some kind of semblance of sense. And if you have any questions, please just drop me a DM and I'll try to explain it a bit further for you. So anyway, have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.